Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Music Mondays. Again, my name is Renee West with Alia School of Art, and we are so excited to have you guys with us today. Guys, listen, please, you do not want to miss this phenomenal gift that we have with us today. She is making movement in the music industry, and you want to hear what she's doing. So please like, share, tag, repost, let somebody know that we're in the room, and invite somebody to come watch with us. Please check us out online. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram at Alia School of Art. That's ALIYAH School of Art, singular. Or you can check us out on our website, www.aliaschoolofart.com, where we are impacting our community's social, emotional, spiritual, and physical needs through arts and education. Guys, well, without further ado, I want to introduce you to Miss Vanessa Wood, aka Nettie. Woo, woo, woo. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I am so excited to have you with us.
Nice to nice to
How's the
be
weather
here.
out?
It's nice. I don't know if you can see the sun. I don't know if you can see the sunshine, but yeah, it's pretty nice. It's not really cold, but it's California, so
See, that's that California.
yeah.
She's on the East Coast, guys, hours behind us. But here we go. So I first of all, we just want to know a little bit about you. Can you give us a little bit about your background and what was it that catapulted you into music production and the music industry in general?
Well, started singing when I was 2 years old. Saw my mom singing on the choir. I thought it was cool, so I wanted to do it. And I thought she was cool for doing it, so it was that type of thing. But I just love to sing. And my first time singing in front of people was when I graduated from middle school. Not middle school, elementary school actually. I had to sing for my graduation. After that, it just kind of went from there. Um, I started music producing probably at 12, and the rest is history. First fully loaded studio was when I was 15. And then I just had a bunch of mentors, a bunch of great collaborators. But I loved it though. Like, I loved it. I still love it. And, the type of person that I am, if I like something, I get into it. I study it. I want to know more about it because I want to be good at it, possibly the best. You never know. But that's what kind of got me started into music. Love to sing, love to do all that. So right now, uh, I'm a music producer slash vocal arranger and vocal producer, songwriter, you name it. You name it. You name
That's funny. Oh my goodness. Well, you have to tell us a little bit about your family, guys. I love her family. I know each and every one of them personally, but you have to tell us a little bit about your family because you come from like a phenomenal, just boom, bam family that everybody's a singer. I know your younger brother, he'll say that he can't sing, but I heard
it.
him
Don't
sing.
believe him. Don't believe him.
I heard him singing one time. And I know that you come from a family of entertainers and just people that are so rich in talent and they're just so incredibly gifted. Can you talk a little bit about growing up or around that and what that was like?
Yeah. It it was fun. Okay, so I told you that my mother, she sang on a choir. It was this church, Thankful Baptist Church, and we used to, we were devout members there, and she sang on the choir, so that means we had to sing. But we were like really little when we were going there. But she's just great. We tease her because she has like these hits. We call them her hits that she sings. I think one of them is Walk Around Heaven. I forgot the other one, but I'll figure it out though because I feel like I need to sing it to her one day, just for laughs, if you will. But yeah, my mother, she's an accountant, and she is a ordained minister pastor. Um, And I'm very proud of her because she just like how I said, when you pursue something, you study it because you definitely want to know it well and want to be great at it, and that's what she does. So that's how she is. That's where I got it from. My brother's Sonny, or Vincent, aka Sonny. He's just been always been an extrovert. He's always been an entertainer, just because he knows how to make people laugh and he knows how to bring the joy out of people. He knows how to tap into it. He knows what to do to lighten the mood. Like, he just has a very big light that shines, and people latch onto it. You know what I mean? I'm praying that Maya is the same way, which she is. Maya's his daughter, and is just amazing. My little brother, he's a genius. He's a genius. One time he said, "Yeah, but I'm not a genius like Albert Einstein." I said, "Albert Einstein was a genius at one thing. You know a lot of things, and you know Christ. That's what tops it and trumps it all. That you know Christ, so you know exactly how to use wisdom with your genius. So it's great." My grandma, she's just cute. Like, my grandma is adorable. Mary, she's the singer. She actually sang in a sextet that is, I believe that's seven people, either seven or six, I do believe. But either way, she was in a group. She still got a little sing in her. I gotta hear her walking around going dun dun dun. It's fun. But anyway, um, and my sister, she can sing too. She doesn't do it much, but here's something that a lot of people don't know. Um, my sister is the one who taught me how to do a lot of things. She taught me how to do a backflip, so I did gymnastics when I was younger. She taught me how to play my little tiny Casio keyboard, so now I produce music. She taught me. She wanted me to be in a little fun cheerleading group or whatever, and do songs and make up songs. And now I write songs. And she does none of this. That's the funny part. She does none of it, but I do all of it. And she taught me how. So it's quite interesting. I have a fun family. They're very fun, and they're very inspiring. And we were raised just we were raised well. Of course, everybody is not without things that they go through in their life, but I promise you, if it weren't the things that were instilled in me when I was younger, I probably would have been consumed by a lot of things a long time ago. So, a really strong foundation.
Oh my goodness. Listen, guys, I am tremendously in love with her family. Oh my gosh, your youngest brother, yes, he is a genius. I call on him all the time. He probably tired of me because I need to call him more to say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Instead of calling and be like, "Hey, help me, I need help." But your mom is amazing. Her mom is actually my mentor, guys. Her mom is amazing. I would not be where I am today had she not mentored me and poured into me. Her brother, I keep trying to put him on my payroll. He keeps denying it, but he is an asset to listen to Alia School of Art. And to everything I do, he's always there to support me and help me. And actually, the first member of your family that I met was Sonny.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, yes. I was at the time I was pursuing my little pseudo vocal career. And so I had met Sonny everywhere I went, like Sonny was there and he was hosting. I was like, oh, okay. But I met your mother later. And then she was like, "Oh, my son, he's this, he's that." And she's showing us a picture. I'm like, "Sonny the host, I know him." I didn't know who she was talking about because it's mom. So she was calling him by his real name. And I was like, so,
Nice.
and we love mommy as well. Mommy is awesome. We probably don't have time to talk about the videos she used to make y'all watch.
Okay. We can go
We
on.
won't go there.
I'm about to say we
But
can go on. We have to move on.
but mommy was about education.
Mhm. Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. So I want to take it a step back. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you talked about producing at 12 years old, but I just want to learn just a little bit more like I mean, it's not every day that you find a 12-year-old producing music. So like what exactly was it that interest you and cause you to just say, you know what, I want to start producing?
Okay, so listen to music all the time. My favorites were at the time. My favorite was Jill Scott because she was my favorite. Just my favorite writer. I was looking for as a teenager. You're looking for something to relate to, something that looks like you. I'm a heavy set young girl, just something to attach to, and um, Missy Elliott, who's still my favorite. Let's just put it out there. She's still my favorite. But Missy Elliott and Jill Scott, like these were women who were doing wonderful things and making music that I loved and I enjoyed listening to. Um, and then just listening to music. Period. Like I fell in love with music younger than 12, of course, but I enjoy how music sounds and everything, and how it's put together, and how it feels and how it makes other people feel. So with that, just looking at the things that I latch onto along with something that I love, just kind of put two and two together. So you start playing around with things. And when I was a kid, when I was younger than 12, I got the little Casio keyboard, the one I told you about, and I kept going with it. So my mom kept getting keyboards for Christmas or birthdays. And the more I got them, the more advanced they became. So there was one that I had that lets you put tracks or save tracks. So you can save whole songs that you made with each track. You know what I mean? So I used to do that. I used to cut up things and put them together. And it was fun. I enjoy artistic stuff. So anything I can do creatively and artistically, I'll do. So when I find something that I really like, especially if it's artistic or creative, I'm going to keep going in it because it's fun and exciting, and I want to know what I'm going to be able to do next, or how's this going to come out? Or what if I tried this? Asking yourself questions and challenging yourself. So I did that when I was a kid, and the more I did it with my keyboards, and then I would play them for people, the more they would be like, "Oh, that's nice," or "Oh, that sounds this." And sometimes you have to A/B your stuff against what it is you hear on the radio or what's popular or anything like that. And it sounded close. I said, I wonder how close I could get even more. So I kept doing it to the point where up at 12 years old and 13, I had this one keyboard that let you have floppy disks. So now you can save all the stuff that you like. It just keeps on getting better and and better. It's progressing. It's me actually getting 10,000 hours of how to learn how to do this. And as far as recording, I had a Casio keyboard, floppy disks, a karaoke machine that I got for Christmas, two microphones, and a bunch of cassette tapes. Now, if I say all that, hopefully everyone can do the math. The keyboard was my production and making music. The vocals were my overdubs. The karaoke machine was my overdub. So I would put one microphone on keyboard and the other one here, and I would sing to my stuff on a tape. And then take the tape and take another one, put the other one in the record area, and put the other one in the receiving area. So now I'm harmonizing with myself over top of what I just did. I made whole songs. It sounded crazy, but I learned how to do that with the the stick and the rock, if you will. You know what I mean? But I loved it nonetheless, and that's what got me into it, and that's what made me want to keep going. I just enjoyed it, and I wanted to know how far I could go, so I kept going.
Wow, this is an incredible story. Very unique. I applaud you. This is excellent. So, tell us a little bit about what you do and when you transitioned into the professional uh, side of the music industry.
I am a producer, music producer. Um, Let me just clarify. I know you have beat makers and you have producers. A beat maker is a person who makes beats, pretty much. I am. I can do that. I'm not just a beat maker. I'm a entire producer. A producer puts an entire song together, and a producer's job is not just to make the music. The producer's job is to bring the whole song together. That means the producer calls the writers or writes or both. The producer makes sure that the song is mixed well, mastered, everything like that. Um, the producer puts the instruments together. Like if you have producers who don't play instruments, they just know how to get the pieces to bring them all together. Quincy Jones is a producer. Um, I do believe that he brings all of these sounds together and he knows how to compose them and put them together. That's what a producer does. A producer's job is way bigger than just making beats. You know what I mean? Um, so I am a producer. I am a vocal arranger and vocal producer. A vocal producer pretty much does the same thing, just with vocals. Um, and I write. I write songs. I do co-writing. Um, and that's pretty much my job. And it took a long time for me to get to the transition into the professional. And the only reason why it took a long time to really get into it is because um, you're still learning things along the way, and certain things I can't say that they were missed opportunities. And the only reason why I say that is because what's for you is for you, and it happens when it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? You could have grabbed an opportunity that you were not prepared or mentally for or sober about. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad that God's protection and his hedge of protection is over me with a lot of situations, because I was in harm's way a bunch of times having done this for so long. So it literally, it literally took a minute to really understand, um, taking that leap of faith afterwards. But I started my first step into the music industry was when I was 15. Um, and I had a mentor, Darrell Bottoms and Jamar Jones, who were responsible for like Britney Spears and Boyz II Men and a few other acts. Um, so they were actually my first collaboration. So at 15 and 16, 17, 18, 19, I had a collaboration with Jamar Jones and Darrell Bottoms. That was great. Um, and I worked on someone's project. That was different for me. I'd never heard my stuff sound the way it sounded. It was made you want to do it more. But how I got to this point was after probably years of really mentally understanding that this gift is something that I need to really go forth in. I had to understand how to move out of the place that I was in first, because you can continuously do something over and over again and get better at it. But once you get to a point where you have to get to the next level, if you don't go to the next level, you'll just be doing the same thing over and over again. And nothing's coming from it. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. So moving into the next level would mean that I would have to come out of a place that I'm comfortable and familiar in. You don't want to get comfortable. Comfort is dangerous, actually. So uncomfortably, I took a leap of faith. And one day, when a friend of mine who is a Grammy winning producer, he actually produced "If He Did It Before, He Could Do It Again." I forget what that song is. The Ty Tribbett song, but that's what he won the Grammy and the Stellar for. He has another Grammy too, but I forget what that song was. But anyway, my friend Ferno called me and said, "Hey, Nettie, I need your help. Can you come to Arizona?" So I was flown out to Arizona for a week, and I had to make a decision. Like, I was in a musical high. The people that I was working for were very wealthy, and so I was staying in a giant penthouse with glass windows so I could see over the entire city. It was beautiful. And with everything that I'm looking, I'm like, this is beautiful. All I'm doing is making music. I literally wake up, make music every single day. I'm like, this is amazing. So I could go back home. I could take a 5-hour flight back home and constantly wonder what could have happened. Or I could catch a 7-hour bus trip to LA and do something. So I took the bus trip. I had a little teeny suitcase and $20. And luckily I had friends here, but I house hopped and couch hopped. I was broke. I've had money stolen from me that my mother actually sent me so I could eat and find and travel. But I've been blessed to figure it out. We all have that in us. That's something God gave us. Uh, I figured it out, and shortly after I was here, I was in a very prominent writing camp, which with the person I cannot name, but it was great. And I made my first play in that camp, and right before right before the play came into full play, um, I signed with my friends Triangle Park that I've known for years already, and I've already was a separate entity to them. So I just signed with them as a producer, and so far being here, I've gotten 7 going on 8 placements, which is amazing. Which is amazing, and it's with who I've been able to post a few people, but it's been amazing. Like it's been amazing, and that's literally all I can say. Is it's been amazing, even with the times. It's been amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, this story is riveting. And go ahead, Pastor Nettie, you better preach about it. We got to come out our comfort zone. I know that's right. So now that you let the cat out the bag about what you're doing, who you work with, is there any names that you can name that you have worked, because you're a heavy hitter. You have worked with some big names, and can you also tell us what is your favorite part about what it is that you do?
Okay. Okay. So the names. Let me see. Um. Brandy. I got to vocal produce Brandy. Ooh, they call her the vocal Bible. That's what they call her. And yeah, and I got to give her a run. I got to vocal produce Brandy. I think that's when it probably hit me a little bit. Um, Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus' little sister. Um, this new artist named Simba, who's actually a part of our management team. We're all under Star Island. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's from California. He's absolutely great. Um, I've had placements with what's the show? Empire. Um, my current person that I'm working on is Diana Ross. I literally talk to Diana Ross on. I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around that. She loves me, and I love her. She's amazing. I love her, and she's so sweet, and she's about her business too. Of course, like this is the lady who had a part in raising Michael Jackson. Like, my goodness, some of his isms came from her. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So, but that is pretty surreal, and that was something that I was happy to share with my mom and grandma. Um, and it was a great thing to go back home with, because around December of 2019, and Thanksgiving 2019 and New Year's, I was here crying my eyes out, because that was around the time that I had first gotten here to LA. And so I didn't know anybody, I didn't have no money, so I couldn't go home. And I went to the point where I was so sad, because all I did was cry every single day, that I couldn't go home for 3 months, because I was here by myself. And I cried every single day, because I even questioned what I did. Like, did I make the right decision, and X, Y, and Z? But then I remembered why I was here. And I kept saying to myself, and kept going over and over in my head, you are here for a reason. You remember why you're here. Remember why you're here. So I just got up. I started making music. I cried a little bit more, ate a little bit, got up, made some more music, cried some more. And then come December Thanksgiving 2020, I can go back home and say, "Mom, Grandma, I work with Diana Ross. I have a I have 2 songs with Diana Ross. One that I wrote and produced on, and another one that I arranged and produced on. And I arranged one of her songs that she sent us. I work with Diana Ross. That's something that I could go back and tell my mom and grandma and hear my mom say, "I'm proud of you because you listen to the Lord." Because of course my mother was like, "I don't think you should go because I don't hear Jesus." I'm like, "Listen, he talks to me too." And some things you have to remember that when the Lord is talking to you, if you have a personal relationship with Him, I mean a real one, and you know that you have it, and you know that He talks to you in certain ways, certain things He's not going to give to everyone. He's just going to give it to you, and everyone won't understand. You know what I mean? Because it's just like people trying to understand how you are living your life and how things are hard for you. Well, it's easy to live somebody else's life in your mind, but you're not living my life for me. I am, and something might be hard for me. You know, might not be hard for you, but it's hard for me. But the Lord is always there, and as long as He's guiding your steps, it's hard. But He said, "Take me off, for my yoke is easy, my burden is light." He is the one who walks with us. So I'm just grateful and happy to know that I took that leap of faith and I followed what the Lord was telling me, and there's a result. I got results. So,
Oh my goodness, this is such an amazing story. You're such an amazing woman. Oh my goodness, there's so much that you pulled out. So we know that you're a vocal arranger and we know that you love to sing. Could you sing us a song?
sure, sure. I'm trying to think. I had a song in mind. Um, I know this one popped in my head, so I'll just say this one. It's early. You got to give the disclaimer. Just bear with me, because But okay, so listen. Um, I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today because you care for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you, I lift you up, and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. So that's all I got.
Woo, that was beautiful. That was very stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. I've heard you sing before, but I just want everybody else to hear it. Beautiful, lovely. Okay, let's get into the music industry because that's a whole nother conversation. We could probably have a whole nother chat about that alone. But in the music industry, we know that there aren't a ton of female music producers, and that it's kind of like a men's world sometimes. So I just wanted to know, what is it like being a female producer, and have you encountered any challenges in your walk?
um, you know, of course, having dealt with the male ego before, I'm blessed that I have brothers, because listen, it's like having a cheat code, having two brothers, and they're both being two different types of men. Still, men of integrity, absolutely. But they're two different types of men. But having been able to have that, understanding how to move through this industry full of men. Of course, I've encountered the male ego a few times, um, and it sucks because sometimes it will be, um, you know, men that you call friend. You know what I mean? But when your gift is and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but when your gift is undeniable, you know what I mean. The forces that would come against it have to come under subjection. I'll say that. So I'm just saying. I remember when I was 20 or 21, and I was a in-house producer at Sigma Sound at the time. Sigma Sound is no longer around, but in Philly, I was an in-house producer at Sigma Sound. And I remember Darrell put me in a room with a bunch of guys, and my back was to them because they were sitting on the couch, and I was at the console area, the SSL board, and I was playing my stuff, and I was being picked on purpose because in this time you have to take your licks. So I was being picked on, and I mean I remember Darrell standing at the door, telling me to, like, hurry up and make this, that, and the third, and the guys laughing in the background. And I started crying. Like, nobody could see it because my back was to them. So I started crying because I was so embarrassed, and I know I was being picked on. Um, and then I was told, it's not hot, Nettie. Like, it's not hot, like the tracks. But that was good because, I knew what he was doing. Now, the guys, of course, they were just laughing because they were just there. They weren't even a part of the studio, but I knew what he was doing. And it was rough because you have to learn how to recover and take your licks, because this is a cutthroat industry. And as a female, it's going to be even more cutthroat because some things are not going to be what they seem. And having worked with females, like girl groups, you really see guys, guys are guys. They're gonna shoot their shot no matter what. It doesn't matter. They're going to do it. Um, and they're going to use what they can to help them to get to the next level of what it is they're trying to get to. So, and I can't be mad because, I mean, that's how people are sometimes, especially in this industry. But I say all that to say, the cut to me, I'm probably, 27, 28 years old, and I'm in a room full of guys, about a good 10. It's only two females, me and the artist that was there before all the guys came in. It was 10 of them, including my friend Ferno at the time when he lived in Philadelphia, the one that won the Grammy, that now lives in Arizona. And we had done a song together. He helped me write the song, but I did the track. So he started playing it in the middle of all the guys. And one of the guys said, "Yo," and he was like, he pointed to me, and he said, "You did that?" So that's literally where A Girl Made This came from. Actually, Girl Made This is my business, but that's where it came from. The fact that it never fails, and even till this day, it never fails. Every time I press play, the question pops up: "You did this? A girl made this?" If I'm not there, a girl made this. But if I'm there, you did. Like, there's just can't believe. But I'm fine with that, So it became my business. So
That is incredible. So, that being said, what's one thing that you would say to a young lady? Maybe she's just an aspiring music artist. Maybe she's an aspiring music producer like yourself, vocal arranger. What's one thing that you would say to them?
know what you want. Know what you want. If you That's just for anybody, period. Um, but just like how, as a African American, you know, there are certain odds that are just against you just because of your skin color alone. So because of your gender alone, because even with racism and all kinds of things like that happening, sexism is still there. Like, it's bad enough you got to deal with racism, but now you got to deal with sexism too. Like, my own people, my own guys, like that kind of thing. So just understand that because of that, you need to be on it even the more. So know what you want to do. Know what you want to do. And anything that you want to do, study for it, hone in on it, learn it, learn the history of it, get to know it, fall in love with it, basically. And when you fall in love with it, stay in it. Be consistent. Be consistent. I promise you, there are going to be times you're like, I just quit. I can't do this no more. And that'll never ever be a true thing for you, because if you love something and you love to do something, as we know, even in the Bible, it says love never fails. When you love a person, it's really, really hard and impossible, as a matter of fact, to stop loving them when you really love them. So when you really love something, it's hard to not love it. It's hard to stop. I have promised you, I probably quit maybe a good 100 and something times in this. I'm pretty sure. And yet here I am still doing it, because I can't imagine not doing it. I love to do this. I love it. It's fun. Um, so know what you want to do. Be consistent in it. Study it, and be great at it. Um, know everything. Like a good understanding it's your business, and in business, a good boss doesn't do everybody's job, but knows how to do everybody's job. You know what I mean? Um, and stay close to Christ. Stay close to, maybe not everybody believes in Christ. I'll say this: be spiritual. Um, um, know how to get yourself back to the center. Know how to stay grounded so that you can stay good up here. Because if this is messed up, I promise you, everything else is going to crumble. Um, and understand that you, as a female, that's a superpower, you know. And the reason why is because there's such a limited amount of you that exist in this industry. For as much as it is, people are looking for that now, because everybody's always trying to see what the new thing is. And you being a female, knowing how to do things, it's a rarity right now. So love it, and go in on that. You use it. Be great at it. So when you're great at it and they see you, and not many of you, it's slim pickings of you, you know what I mean? Nobody has a you. They want you now, so just understand what your worth is and your value, but just be smart, and stay focused. It's rough, and things go happen quickly. Stay focused, stay on it, be 10 steps ahead. And how you do that is you constantly stay focused and be on it. So, yeah.
I tell you, this is really awesome, really awesome. I hope there's a young lady out there who's listening and encouraged by that. So we know in the music industry, there's a lot of different things that go on behind the scenes. How do you maintain your character and your integrity and what it is that you do?
Jesus. That's, listen, period. Period. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? I could tell you where I would be, but you could guess where I would be, because you can, this world is rough, and it can get to you. If you don't stay connected to the Lord, you can get lost. Um, I encourage everybody to go look at that movie Soul, because that thing ministered to me. If you got a personal relationship with Christ, that thing should minister to you from start to finish, especially people who make music, people who do something that they love to do, people who have a talent, people who hone in on gifts, especially for those people, because sometimes the idea of what your purpose is and your gift is can get misconstrued. Your gift is what God has given you. There's nothing that you could do to get it. The Bible says gifts and callings come without repentance. So you didn't do anything to get it. It was a gift, but it's not your purpose. It's a tool for your purpose. And you probably have more than one tool. Um, but it's easy to lose your way because things of this world and the pleasures of things can get the best of you. But your relationship with God is important because it keeps you on the path and keeps you moving. Um, the messages and the word that I got when I got here, I got a prophetic word one time when I got here. My first time going to Erica and Warren Campbell's church, first time, and it was because my teammate, one of my teammates, had to play. So I went. He took me and his cousin who had been visiting from Philly. So we both went. My first time going. I usually go to one church, and even then, I went sporadically because I was still trying to feel out this area because it's California. I don't know what kind of whatever they, that kind of thing. I don't know what they're into. So my first time going, and this was like church that I knew about, like church that I remember, like breaks and shout breaks. You know what I mean, like things of that nature. But I went there, and long story short, there was a lady that I just met there, and after the prayer, because we were there early, after the prayer over the church before everybody got there, she came up to me and started to drop things that I had literally prayed 2 days before. She started to repeat those things. You know what I mean? Because it felt lonely when I was here. I literally came here and left my family and friends in Philly. Like I was by myself. And I felt like I was by myself, but she was just imparting some things into me that the Lord was giving her. But I think the kicker was like the first thing she said was, "You're not alone," and I knew she was hearing from the Lord then. But the last thing she said topped it off. She said, "I'm getting Missy Elliott." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's Christ all day." Cause I promise you, she doesn't know me from a can of paint, like at all. I didn't speak about me being a producer. I didn't say anything to her. I literally just met her and she said that. And I was like, okay, Lord. And then I got like three more after I've been here for a little while. Three more. Like it was amazing. But I say that to say, um, take time to constantly pray. What a lot of people do here nowadays, because the music industry is different now. There's still some foolishness happening, but what a lot of people do now, because we're in a time where people are really understanding themselves and understanding how important it is to be spiritual and to pray and meditate and stay, centered and focused. People meditate, people go on walks and hikes. My teammate, he hikes every day. He walks every day because that's where he meets the Lord. So he does it every day. Every single That's what he did just a minute ago, because I live with my teammates. But I say that to say, like, make sure that you have your ways to stay connected to the Lord, because if you don't, just like how this world is, you can get consumed by the things that seem like they're pleasurable, but in the end thereof is destruction. You know what I mean? So just understand that you need that hedge of protection over you, that covering from the Lord. You need Him to always keep your spiritual ears and eyes open so that you can see things for what they really are and know how to move.
I tell you, this is so awesome. Wow, excellent. So we're running out of time. I do want to ask you a last question. I don't know. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I just want to know, what is a project that you have worked on that has impacted you the most and why? Can you kind of drop it on us really quick?
A project that impacted me the most is not anything recent, actually. It's when I first started working with Good Girl, who are like my sisters, my friends. I love them dearly. I've been with them since day one. Um, they were the first group that I worked with. They were the first artists that I worked with, where I actually got to see all of the hard work that I've ever done do something, it come into fruition. I went from watching them being put together to being signed artists who have fans all over the world. I got to see that happen. I got to watch it happen. And in that, having worked with them, I got to meet producers I would only dream of meeting. I got to work with producers that I would only dream of working with and collaborating with. I got to write with people. I got a chance to come to California for the first time and live, all because I was working with them. But I got to see them go from start to finish, hard work, perseverance. I got to watch it happen. I got to be a part of it. You know, that's the one that's impacted me the most. I got to see what California was like and what it had to offer, and I got to see what would happen if I had come here and just showed my talents here, and it was great. And it's that impacted me the most, that project, and it literally came by chance. I met them by chance, or got on their album rather by chance. Just had something because I fell in love with them, made a song for them, got on the project at the last minute, and been with them ever since. And that was almost 8 years ago.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to close out with our fast five. And then after that, I want you to tell our audience members and listeners where they can find you, how they can support you. But are you ready for your fast
I
five?
don't know, but all right, let's go.
So the fast five, we're just going to ask you 5 questions. We're giving you 5 seconds to answer each question. So without hesitation, here we go. So number one, your favorite or most preferred genre of music.
R&B.
Okay. Number two, what song have you been listening to as of late?
Believe it or not, Just Hilarious is nice. It's a little explicit, but it's my favorite song.
Number three, your favorite musical artist.
Good girl, I'll say.
Number four, a producer you look up to.
Missy Elliott, hands down.
I did hear you answer that question before. I was like, she answered my question before I asked her. Number five, if you could work with anyone in the field, who would it be?
Missy Elliott and Janet Jackson. I just want to do something for her, but Missy Elliott and Janet Jackson, just because my everything would be complete after that. Then it wouldn't matter who I worked with.
That is amazing. Well, maybe somehow they'll listen to this broadcast and be like, hey, Nettie. Oh,
God willing, I would love that.
oh my goodness. Well, this has been such a phenomenal moment in time. Thank you so, so much for just sacrificing your time to be with us. I know it's early over there and it's a little later over here because we're on the East Coast and you guys are over there on the West Coast. But listen, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So before we close out, can you just tell our listening audience members where they can find you, how they can support you, et cetera, et cetera?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Social platform is the same. A Girl Made This. You can find me on BeatStars. Some of my tracks are on BeatStars. But yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh my goodness, guys, this has been really riveting.
Fun.
So again, guys, my name is Renee West of Alia School of Art. Please find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Alia School of Art. That's ALIYAH School of Art singular, or check out our website at www.aliaschoolofart.com. And again, we thank you guys for joining us. Please join us next Monday for another Music Monday, where we'll be featuring another amazing artist that you don't want to miss. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.